Hey everyone, I want to talk to you about what happens when the government decides to silence someone. This is Isaac Kappy. Those of you who follow me or this war on child trafficking are probably familiar with him. But for everyone else, he made a video about Jeffrey Epstein that went viral about a month before Epstein was arrested. A video that contained a lot of information about Epstein and his connections to extremely powerful financial and political elites. This information, most of which has been corroborated by the Epstein files, implicated extremely rich and powerful people in some of the most horrible and despicable crimes ever committed. And they were committed against children. His video, Brackets and Jackets, was posted to YouTube on March 28th of 2019. 2 months later, on the 13th of May, Kappy's body would come flying off of a bridge in Belmont, Arizona, and was ran over by a Ford F-150. 1 month from that, Epstein would be arrested. But whatever happened in that last hour of Isaac Kappy's life is a mystery. I hope to be able to shed more light on it as my investigation moves forward. But the truth is that I don't know because somebody doesn't want me or you to know. So let's talk about what we do know about that morning in May. The city of Flagstaff, where the emergency vehicles and 911 call center was willing to release 4 911 calls in regards to Kappy's death. Now all 4 report a man on the overpass, but something odd to me is that 3 of those calls use the exact same phrasing. Person sitting on the rail. Now calls 2 and 4 actually are at the exact same time, 3 seconds into their call, and the 4th at 17 seconds.
Person sitting on the railing.
Sitting on the guardrail of the bridge.
And there was a guy sitting on the bridge.
Let's move on. Next, we will be examining the Flagstaff EMS and Fire Department scanner from 5/13/2019. At 7 seconds, a person says Kappy jumped at 7:28 a.m. At 1 minute 1 second, engine 821 arrives and person is down in the right lane. 1:33, a patient ran over. Suddenly, 32 seconds after arriving, this man is run over. 2 minutes 25 seconds, they administer care. 3 minutes 45, engine 911 leaves, which we never heard arrive. 8:21 staying. 6 minutes 31, scene cleared and vehicles leaving. In 6 minutes and 31 seconds, Isaac Kappy was found, pronounced dead, determined to be self-inflicted, and the scene was cleaned up in less than 7 minutes. Next, let's take a look at the Arizona DPS radio scanner recording from May 5th, 2019. Now, make a note that in Belmont, in the area of Arizona that he was in, they have almost no police. Instead, they have the Department of Protective Services, and I will be examining the recording of their radio chatter for that day at the time of Kappy's demise. Now, remember, I will include an important clip here or there, but the link to the full recordings will be on my link tree, which is in the bio. At 8 seconds, they are already calling it a possible before anyone is on the scene. At 20 seconds, the officer says that Kappy jumped into eastbound traffic. Then 7 seconds later, at 27 seconds, he changes it to westbound. I'm not sure why. 2 minutes 28 seconds, an officer is sent up to the block off the ramp and look for any clues. The time is stated to be 7 minutes 7:37. Be sure to listen.
2:30 copy wants to mail in secure, shut the ramp to secure evidence, if any. 7:37 hours.
At 3 minutes 30 seconds, the officer then radios that he can handle the queue, which is the word they use for traffic. Then he states the time.
2:40:97 the queue, 7:40 hours.
Did you catch that? He said the time was 7:40. When only a minute and 2 seconds ago, they said it was 7:37.
7:37 hours.
That's 1 minute and 58 seconds of missing audio between when someone was sent up to look for evidence, where Kappy supposedly jumped from, and him checking in that he could handle the queue. At 5 minutes 27 seconds, he says 10:04 and states the time as 7 minutes 46, or at 7:46. That's 4 missing minutes from somewhere in the last couple minutes. And I'm sure at this point the thought has occurred to you that perhaps they removed the blank parts. But no, they're not supposed to do that with official recordings. As well as 30 seconds later, it states that it's 7:47, which completely tracks. At 5 minutes 58 seconds, the dispatcher says that they routed a 1021, which means a telephone call, from a sergeant that wants the officer on scene to call him. Which is odd because they said routed the call in, which means they could have connected the two of them. But then again, that would have been on this recorded line we're listening to right now. Wonder what he wanted to speak about off the record. By the way, that was at 7 minutes 51 seconds, so there are another missing 4 minutes in the last 5 seconds. 7:34, they mentioned that the F-150 that hit Kappy, or they mention it, sorry. 8:13 says that all they have is a male subject, possibly 35 years of age, with a ponytail. Now, maybe this is about the driver, but it seems to me that whomever they are talking about, they should have more information about them. They reported when the truck hit him, and they are aware of Kappy's identity enough to find his car a minute from now at the Days Inn, where he was staying at the night before, apparently. 9 minutes 29 seconds, a new voice says he will be working the case from the Days Inn I just mentioned. And he begins by saying, "Good afternoon."
Good afternoon. I'll be working this call in Belmont. We'll be out at the Days Inn for follow-up.
Remember, it's 8 a.m. supposedly. 9 minutes 40 seconds, they discover Kappy's car. But if you recall, I pointed out just a minute ago that they said they had nothing but a man in his mid-30s with a ponytail. 10 minutes 38 seconds, base inquires if the body can be identified. 12 minutes 3 seconds, the car is reported found at Days Inn at 8:42 a.m. And the documents and interviews show that the Days Inn clerk reported that Kappy never claimed a vehicle in the parking lot, according to his paperwork, and that they had to have found it another way. 12 minutes 37 seconds, a series of 1098 call-ins, which is code for assignment complete at 8:43.
Flag 1510, I want to be 98 at the scene. 1510 98 at the scene, 8:43 hours.
1 hour and 23 minutes after he jumped, the investigation is closed. 13 minutes officially declared as and the time jumps from 8:43 to 8:46. Yes, I'm still paying attention, Belmont DPS. 13 minutes 10 seconds, someone remarks that Kappy's car has a blown front tire. I wonder how that happened, or how he got to that overpass without his car. Thanks to the powers that be and the sadistic billionaire and trillionaire elites that protect human atrocities like Jeffrey Epstein, we may never know what happened in the last hours of Isaac Kappy's life. I will continue to investigate, but these people know what they are doing. They cover their tracks well. One thing I can do, though, is help people to remember Isaac Kappy, what he fought for, and what he died for. And if you wish to help me investigate and fight against the despicable monsters that run this nation and the world at large, I ask you to please like and share this message. The more people that know the truth, the fewer dark corners these ghouls can hide in. Help me shine a light on their crimes and find justice for their victims. If you wish to support me and my cause any further, we have a Patreon, and you can also subscribe here through Instagram, or provide a one-time donation, or purchase one of the shirts designed by two of my amazing fans, Natalie and Brenda. All links are in my bio, or the link tree in that bio. I cannot thank them or all of you enough for your support and for your assistance in supporting myself and my cause while I fight this battle and try to help people to learn about the horrors committed by the system. Do not forget that though this may seem impossible in the face of such power, it is not hopeless, because I promise you that if it was, they wouldn't be fighting so hard to control us and keep us down. Don't let them hold you down. Come together and fight. Stand up and be counted.